Hello everyone, we have an interesting trade to discuss that happened just earlier today. The St. Louis Blues and Anaheim Ducks have made a trade. We'll get to all the details coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Intent Hockey channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Think about all your support, we'll never be able to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below and don't forget to comment down in the comment section below so I'll discuss today's video. I really like when you guys comment, so I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Well, today we saw a trade. It's nearly the roster freeze, but we still have a trade to discuss here, and it's an interesting one. It involves a top-end trade product, as the St. Louis Blues have acquired Cam Fowler, as well as the Anaheim Ducks 2027 fourth round pick from Anaheim in exchange for prospect Jeremie Biakabutka and a 2027 second round pick. So this is an interesting trade. Fowler finally gets his fresh start. He goes to a little more of a competitive team in St. Louis. Now, in my opinion, I think that 7 of the NHL spots in the West are already locked up. You guys can make of it what you will. I think you know which teams I'm talking about. And I think 4 teams are already out of it in the West, and I don't think they're going to have any chance. I think there are 5 teams competing for one playoff spot in the West right now. And I think that's Utah, Seattle, Calgary, Colorado, and the St. Louis Blues. So I have the Blues as a team who I think could make the playoffs. They're in the race for a playoff spot, but they're not guaranteed a playoff spot at this point. So I think this is a really good boost there for the Blues and could be a really good pickup there. So for the Blues, they move a low-end prospect who probably was never going to make it on that blue line, and they also move off a second-round pick way down the road. In exchange, you get 4th-round picks that basically move down 2 rounds. I don't think that's too bad for a Blues team who's still trying to remain competitive and remain a playoff team. If they were to move down 2 rounds in a couple of years' time, I don't think that's too much of a problem for them, and at least they get a draft pick in return, so it's pretty good for them. But the main piece of this deal is the player they're getting in Cam Fowler. Fowler is in the 7th year of an 8-year, $6.5 AAV million deal. He's a pretty good top 4 defenseman. He's been a really good veteran leader for that Ducks team. I think he was only like 9 games away from playing 1,000 games with the Anaheim Ducks, so he was a long-time Anaheim Ducks player. There was a lot of rumblings in the offseason that he wanted a fresh start, wasn't liking the direction the Anaheim Ducks were going, wanted to play somewhere where it's a little more competitive. And he goes to St. Louis. The Ducks also retained $2.5 million off his salary, so the Blues get him at $4 million for both this year and next year. Fowler this year hasn't put up too many points, only has 4 assists in 17 games after he put up 39 last year. And after the previous 2 years, he had consecutive 40-point seasons, which were some of his best seasons to date. So Fowler isn't having an overly great season so far this year, with the Ducks trying to have some sort of a youth movement. And guys like Zellweger, Mintyukov, Hellison, and a couple of other younger guys, they've sort of pushed Fowler down the roster. And after acquiring Jacob Trouba, that really did push him down the roster, so they want to give him that fresh start. So they moved him to St. Louis, where he'll have a little more of a competitive opportunity to be a solid top-end defenseman and be on a team who could be contending for a playoff spot. They already have a couple of really good left-shot defensemen in Broberg, and they have a couple of really good right-shot defensemen in Falk and Parayko, so that is a really good top 4. Broberg, Parayko, Falk, and Fowler. That's a fantastic top 4 for St. Louis. This is a massive upgrade for the Blues. It improves their D-core tremendously. That's a really good move. I've been asking them to make some sort of a blue line move for quite some time. They finally do so. Add Fowler with retained money. He could be a really good veteran presence on that team, be a solid second pair defenseman, and they also get a 4th-round pick. We know for the Anaheim Ducks, they get 2 pieces here. They get the Blues 2027 second-round pick, so it's not anything too drastic or too surprising. We know the Ducks are looking to still add some more draft capital. They're trying to have a really solid draft capital going forward. By the 2027 draft, they might be a team who's making the playoffs, so that might be a trade chip for them at that point. So that's a really good pickup there. They do move off a 4th-round pick, but to get a 2nd-round pick in exchange for a 4th-round pick is actually quite good, so I like that move there from the Ducks. And they also get prospect Jeremie Biakabutka. I might be butchering that name a little bit, I'm sorry if I am, but he's a young prospect. He's in the 2nd year of a 3-year ELC. He has an AAV of $825,000. This past year, he's been playing over in the AHL and ECHL. He played 13 games over in the ECHL, putting up 4 points in 13 games, and also has a game of AHL experience, putting up no points. After last year, he had 18 points in 63 ECHL games. So with the amount of amazing Blues defensemen they have and Blues prospects defenseman, he has been basically buried in the ECHL, but looks like a player who could eventually be a solid 6th, 7th defenseman and could, I think, work out really well in the Ducks blue line and could be another solid deep prospect add there for the Ducks. So all in all, I think it's a little bit of an underwhelming return for the Ducks, given how much Fowler was being talked about as a hot commodity, but I think this could be a really good pickup there for the Blues. So all in all, that's the trade. The Blues get Cam Fowler, $2.5 million retained for this year and next year. to add to their blue line, and the Ducks 2027 4th round pick, and the Ducks get a 2027 2nd round pick from the Blues and prospect Jeremie Biakabutka. So all in all, I think this is a really good deal. Like I said, because of the underwhelming return, in my opinion, for Anaheim, I think the Blues do win this deal. It's a massive upgrade on the defensive end, and you don't give up an overly abundance of stuff to acquire it. So I think it's a really good move there for the Blues. And who knows, maybe in a couple of years' time, what happens with that 2nd round pick, how Biakabutka develops, I think the Ducks could win this deal. But for the time being, I definitely think this is a deal in which the St. Louis Blues wins. Definitely. Have your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm talking about for today. Remember to like this video. If you're liking, subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. We're now to you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. So something else listening to this video. Also, blog, comment, news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. We have links down in the description below. And I'll see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.